You clicked on this because you've been waiting for your blessings, waiting for your breakthrough, waiting for the universe to finally deliver what you've been asking for. And here's what I need you to understand. If you're seeing this, your blessings are coming. Not maybe. Not if you're lucky, they're coming. The universe heard you. Your prayers were received. Everything you've been asking for is on its way. But here's the part that's going to hurt. You're not ready to receive them. Not because you're not worthy. Not because you haven't suffered enough. But because you're leaking. And when your blessings arrive, when everything you've been praying for finally shows up, it's going to pour right through you. Through the cracks, through the holes, through the places where you've been giving your energy to people who were never supposed to have it. And you'll stand there wondering why nothing stayed. Why it came and went so fast. Why you got exactly what you asked for and still ended up empty. Let me show you what's actually happening. You're a vessel. That's what you are. A container designed to hold blessings. To hold abundance, to hold love, success, peace, everything you've been asking for. But right now, you're cracked. You've got holes everywhere. And those holes, they're not random. They're not bad luck. They're energy leaks. Places where you're pouring yourself into people who drain you. Situations that take but never give. Relationships where you're the only one filling the space. And every day you wake up and pour more into those leaks. More energy, more attention, more of yourself, trying to save people who don't want to be saved. Trying to fix situations that were never yours to fix. Trying to love people into changing when they've already shown you exactly who they are. And with every pour, you crack a little more. You leak a little faster. Until you're so broken, so depleted, that when your blessings finally arrive, there's nothing left to hold them. Here's the brutal truth. The reason your blessings haven't landed yet isn't because they're not ready. It's because you're not ready. The universe isn't withholding from you. It's protecting you. Because if everything you've been asking for showed up right now in the state you're in, with the cracks you're carrying, with the energy leaks you're ignoring, it would destroy you. Not because the blessings are too big, but because you're too broken to hold them. Imagine pouring water into a cup with holes. Doesn't matter how much water you pour. Doesn't matter how pure it is. It doesn't matter how badly you need it. It's gone. Straight through. That's you. Right now. Praying for more. Asking for blessings. Begging the universe to deliver. But refusing to seal the cracks that are going to make everything disappear the moment it arrives. So, let me ask you something. Who are you still pouring into? Who are the people in your life that take your energy and give nothing back? Who are the relationships where you're the only one showing up? Who are the situations where you keep trying to save, fix, heal, change someone who's made it clear they don't want to be saved? Because those people, those situations, they're the cracks. They're the leaks. And as long as they're there, as long as you keep giving them access to your energy, you'll never hold what's coming for you. Not because you're not strong enough, but because you're too busy keeping others full while staying empty yourself. And here's where most people get stuck. They think cutting people off is cruel. They think setting boundaries is selfish. They think saying no makes them a bad person. So they stay. They keep pouring. They keep leaking. They keep cracking. And they call it loyalty. They call it love. They call it being a good person. But it's not. It's self-destruction disguised as compassion. It's martyrdom disguised as kindness. And the universe is watching you destroy yourself for people who wouldn't do the same for you. For people who've shown you again and again that they don't value what you give. And it's saying, I can't give you more until you stop giving yourself away to people who don't deserve you. So here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna let them. Let them make the choices they're making. Let them live the life they're choosing. Let them stay exactly where they are. And you're gonna reclaim your energy. Not aggressively, not with anger, just quietly, just firmly. You're gonna stop pouring into cups that refuse to be filled. You're gonna stop trying to save people who don't want to be saved. You're gonna stop carrying burdens that were never yours to carry. And every time you do that, every time you say, no, not anymore, you seal the crack, you close a leak, you make yourself whole again. And the more whole you become, the more you can hold, the more you can receive, the more your blessings can stay instead of slipping through your fingers. Let me tell you about someone I know. For years, they poured everything into a relationship that drained them. Every conversation ended with them feeling smaller. Every interaction left them questioning their worth. And they stayed. Because they thought love meant enduring. They thought loyalty meant suffering. They thought if they just gave more, tried harder, loved deeper, the person would change. But the person didn't change. They just took more and more until this person was completely empty, until they couldn't recognize themselves anymore, until they realized they'd been so busy trying to fill someone else that they'd completely drained themselves. And one day, they stopped. They didn't make a big announcement. They didn't have a dramatic exit. They just stopped pouring. They reclaimed their energy. They sealed the leak. And within 3 months, everything changed. The job they'd been hoping for appeared. The peace they'd been chasing arrived. The life they'd been praying for started forming. Not because the universe suddenly decided to bless them, but because they finally became whole enough to hold it. Now here's your practice. Every single morning, before you do anything else, before you check your phone, before you engage with anyone, you're going to do this. Sit somewhere quiet, close your eyes, and ask yourself 3 questions. 1, where did I leak energy yesterday? 2, who do I need to let go of today? 3, what blessing am I making space for? And you sit with those answers. You don't judge them. You don't rationalize them. You just acknowledge them. And then you make one decision. One boundary. One no. One reclaimed piece of energy. One crack sealed. And you do it again tomorrow and the day after, and the day after that, until you're whole, until you're ready, until you can hold what's coming without it slipping through. Because here's what nobody tells you about receiving blessings. It's not about being perfect. It's about being whole. It's not about never having been broken. It's about having the courage to seal the cracks instead of pretending they're not there. It's about recognizing that you can't hold new wine in old cracked vessels. And if you want what's coming, if you want your blessings to stay, you have to become the kind of person who can hold them. Not by becoming someone new, but by reclaiming the wholeness you gave away to people who didn't value it. Now, if this is landing, if you're recognizing that you've been leaking when you should have been sealing, I need you to do something. And go to the comments and type 3 words. Vessel is whole. That's it. Because when you declare it, when you claim it publicly, something shifts in your nervous system. You're not the leaking vessel anymore. You're whole. You're ready, you're sealed. And the blessings that have been circling, waiting for you to be ready, they can finally land. And if you know someone who's been pouring themselves into the wrong people, someone who's been leaking energy into situations that will never fill them back up, share this with them. Ask them to declare it too. Vessel is whole. Because we seal the cracks together, we become whole together, and we receive together. Subscribe to stay connected to this community. And if Super Thanks feels aligned, it helps these messages reach more people who need them. But whether you support or not, the fact that you're here, doing the work, sealing the cracks, that matters more than you know. Thank you. The truth is, your blessings aren't delayed. They're perfectly timed. They're arriving exactly when you're ready to hold them. And right now, you're getting ready. Every boundary you set is sealing a crack. Every person you let go of is closing a leak. Every time you choose yourself over someone who's been draining you, you're becoming more whole, more ready, more capable of holding what's about to pour into your life. And it's coming fast. Faster than you think, because the universe has been waiting for this moment. The moment you finally stopped leaking. The moment you finally became whole. The moment you finally made space for what's yours. So here's what I need you to understand before your blessings arrive. You're not being punished with the weight. You're being protected. Every day you spend sealing the cracks is a day you're preparing to hold what would have destroyed you if it came earlier. Every person you release is space you're making for people who will actually value you. Every boundary you set is a wall you're building to protect what's coming. And when it arrives, when your blessings finally land, when everything you've been praying for shows up, you won't leak, you won't crack, you won't break, because you're whole now. Because you sealed the vessel. Because you finally chose yourself. And here's the question I want you to sit with. The younger version of you? The one who used to dream? The one who used to believe blessings were possible? The one who prayed before the world taught them to doubt? What would they say if they knew you were this close? What would they say if they knew your blessings were right there, waiting, and the only thing standing between you and them was your unwillingness to seal the cracks? Would they understand why you're still pouring into people who drain you? Would they accept why you're still holding on to situations that leak your energy? Or would they beg you to finally choose yourself, to seal the vessel, to become whole, to be ready when everything they hoped you'd receive finally arrives? Your blessings are coming. The only question left is, will you be whole enough to hold them?